What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Prevention Perspective. I don't even know how to say the name of the channel. It's so new. I keep forgetting. So Prevention and Perspective. And I want to bring in my boy, Brian. I've known Brian now for, 10 years now, Brian? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
10 years. Brian played at, when I was coaching college soccer, Brian played for me. And then we became coaches together. And now, we're pretty much family. So he didn't do this line of work, but as long as he's known me, I've told him the old stories of my loss prevention days. He was always so intrigued and stuff, and I was like, man, let's just come on here and make some videos with me. And he's like, let's do it. So this is all kind of new to him too. So he's going to kind of run along with this and ask me questions and probably be shocked at some of the stuff that he sees, and then maybe ask me questions and we can kind of go from there. So you ready, Brian?
Heck yeah, I'm excited. Let's go.
Awesome, man. So this video here is a Gabe's store. I don't know what Gabe's is. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
So it was a shoplifter that was caught, and this person was with their child during the shoplifting apprehension. Now, it doesn't sound like they had anybody there that was undercover. So they just called the police when the person left. So that's kind of where this all kind of leads off. All right, let's watch it and see.
Hi, I would like to report a theft. I'm one of the managers at Gabe's. He stole a cart full of things in a laundry bag.
What kind of car?
Jeep Renegade.
What color?
Neon green.
You said it just left southbound on North Fairfield?
Correct. Going towards Speedway.
And what's the description of the person?
White, blonde hair, and has her 9 or 10-year-old son that has
white, female, blonde hair is
really
driving?
It is crazy.
Sure.
All right. I've got somebody on the way up there.
Okay, then.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Officers quickly spotted a vehicle matching the description. Its color was hard to miss.
Turn your vehicle off! Put your keys outside the vehicle! Put your keys outside the vehicle! What do you mean, can you get them? Just stay right there then. All right.
They're in my purse.
Hands where I can see them, everybody.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Well, Officer St. Nude Beaver Creek, you're being stopped on suspicion of theft from Gabe's.
I just left Gabe's.
Exactly. Okay. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Yes.
Alrighty. What's the little one doing? What's his name?
Playing his iPad. His name's Elijah.
Elijah.
I don't have his face.
Oh, that's okay, buddy. Alrighty. So I'm gonna have you step out of the vehicle for me, please. Alrighty. What's your name?
His name's Elijah.
What's your name?
Oh, Charity.
Charity. All right,
I
Charity.
just left
All right,
Gabe's.
step back here.
Her name is Charity.
And I went back because I
she's in
lost
there
my
still.
wallet.
Okay.
I guess she thought Gabe's was a charity.
And
Yeah.
I was at Five Below.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so what do you mean you went back there?
I left there, lost my wallet,
Yeah.
looking for my wallet because I gotta go to Kroger.
Okay.
So I went through the whole car, went back to Gabe's, looked for my wallet, and then I went to Five Below and I found it Five Below.
Listen up. So,
Yeah.
like I said, they said that you had stolen some items from them
No,
in some kind of laundry bag or laundry basket.
no, I don't have no laundry basket.
No laundry bag, no laundry
No.
basket. Well, they gave this exact Jeep with this plate number with your exact description. So I don't know why they.
I went back in there to get my wallet. Maybe they thought I took a wallet.
Okay, where was your wallet?
It was in Five Below, but I went back in there and I came right back out. So maybe they thought
Did you have merchandise when you walked in? Did you have
my purse?
You just had your purse.
Yeah.
Did
but
you
when
buy anything anywhere?
Huh?
Did you buy anything anywhere?
At Five Below.
At Five Below?
Yeah.
And you did you bring that merchandise into Gabe's with you?
No.
So
I'll go up to Gabe's and see what they're saying.
Okay.
So you're saying that you walked into Gabe's? And
Yeah, I went back into Gabe's, looked for my wallet, and then I came back out. And maybe they thought since I walked in and came right back out with him, maybe they thought I took something.
you have items from Gabe's?
Huh?
You have
No,
items.
Five Below.
So the over explanation, right?
Yeah.
And then the constant huh is a clear indication she's being deceiving, right?
I'm just
I
surprised.
see
Five
Gabe.
Below.
I see Gabe.
What?
I was saying I'm just surprised because we live in the 21st century. Does this lady not know that there's cameras?
I know, man. And you know what's even funnier is she probably has cameras at her house.
Yeah,
She probably has the Ring camera or something like that, knowing that this stuff happens.
exactly.
And they still go and do this stuff.
these tags right here in the
That's
vehicle.
old stuff.
That's old stuff.
That's old stuff. That goes to
I've
my
seen this
niece
video.
and
Wait, just
nephew.
wait till they open
Okay.
the door.
That's stuff from weeks ago.
From weeks ago.
I don't see them in for another couple weeks because I have.
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to make sure it looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're fine. Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Can you just turn around real? You don't have to show me that, but I'm just gonna pat you down, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. Officer Stevens is gonna pat you down. That seems a little suspicious. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I swear I literally went back in there looking for my wallet, and then I came right back out. So that has to be what it is.
You have
I have a
anything on you
feeding
at all?
tube.
Charity, as of right now, you are being detained based on suspicion of theft. I know that you have your story, but we still have to make sure everything's good, okay?
You can make sure everything's good.
I know. I'm just letting you know. And
Okay.
given that,
Oh,
and given that, I'm just going to review your rights, okay? Would you care if I looked at some of these items? And
Yeah,
stuff?
go
I
for
can.
it, yeah.
All right. I just wanted to
Hey.
double check. What's up, buddy?
You remember Thomas the bad guy?
Thomas.
I searched my whole car looks a mess because I lost my wallet,
Okay.
and they can even tell you or her that I went back
looks
in
like
there looking
stuff
for
in
my
there.
wallet.
Okay, but you, like I'm saying, here, we'll just step back just for.
I mean, what's the dead giveaway here? There's nothing in bags,
Yes.
right? I mean, they already know right away that all this stuff was taken out,
Oh,
and all she did was just whatever she had it stored in, she just took it out of it and just threw it on into the car.
For a
Oh
second.
yeah, all this stuff goes to my niece and nephew.
Okay. Do you have any way to prove that? Do you have any like receipts or anything like that for me?
Sir, I couldn't have walked out with all this stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you could or not. I don't know why they would
Sir,
call us.
It's mostly all from Five Below.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's Gabe stuff on here, and
There
Gabe's
is
called
Gabe
us.
stuff that's been in my car that goes to my niece and nephew.
Where's your ID at?
Can I get it?
Yep.
Okay.
I hope you're not lying to me.
I'm not lying to you.
Okay.
How could I walk out with that much stuff, sir?
I mean, it's happened before.
No.
It happens
If
every day.
you were to have taken it and it's all less than $1,000 and you don't have any warrants or ones for your arrest or anything like
No.
that, you'd be just getting a ticket and have to go to court. There's a couple of ifs there, but are you 100% certain that you didn't take a single thing? Because
I
Gabe is
went
going to
back
tell
in.
us.
Okay, they can tell you.
Okay. All right. It's just
I
weird. They
went-
normally don't call us.
I know, but I've been in there. I went back in there. Maybe they thought I took something. Not unless he grabbed something. He does have ADHD.
Okay.
And I have been caught at Target with him.
So did you hear what she said? Now
she's blaming her kid.
she's
Wow.
blaming her kid.
Let me ask someone. So is lying to an officer, isn't that a federal crime?
I mean, it's definitely a crime. I don't know if it would be federal,
Okay.
but she could be charged with a misdemeanor. But when she gets to court, she'll
Mhm.
have several misdemeanors listed, and
Right.
then they'll plead out with some of them. And that's probably one of the ones that they'll just say, she's going to plead guilty to the theft, but she's not going to, then they'll drop the other charges.
Okay. And then
That's just an added charge.
I see. So in terms of like, if she has stolen less than $1,000 and stuff, she's gonna walk away, but they're gonna give her a ticket and stuff.
It depends on the state.
It
So
depends on
some
the
states have a felony, right? So typically, and if I remember right, gosh, it's been so long, but I think here in Florida it was $1,000.
Okay.
So if it's $1,000 or more, you're going, whether if it's credit card, check fraud,
Right.
theft, whatever, you're going away. Here, if it's a little less than that, and you don't have any priors and stuff like that, chances are they will take you, but you won't spend much time in there.
I see.
So, but mostly all retailers will prosecute. So, I didn't see very often back in the day where they would just they would just release you there unless they were juvenile and they were released to the parents.
Okay. So they would prosecute her for the 700, like let's just say it's $700 that she
Yeah.
stole.
Oh yeah, they're going to prosecute her for sure.
With stuff.
Okay.
And I've gotten in trouble for it before.
Okay.
I didn't take it. He likes to grab things and take it. They've had to just see me walk in and walk back out and thinking I've taken something.
Okay.
I didn't go out
The main portion.
I went out the way you walk in.
Okay.
Nothing alarmed, nothing,
Okay. All right. So your driver's license is suspended, but you have driving privileges.
Yes, I have.
What are your privileges?
I was on my way.
And what's funny is if they would have asked the little kid, kids don't lie, man, especially at that age. He looks like he's maybe like 7 or so. That kid probably being like, yeah, my mom said we're going to walk out with all. But I don't think they ever talked to the kid at all.
Kroger to get, well, I had to stop and get his iPad, and I'm on my Kroger to get my prescriptions.
And where are you coming from?
Gabe's and our Five Below.
What were you at Five Below for?
Some things for him. Since school's out and his ADHD so bad, I got him a couple things.
What does it specifically say on your driving privileges that you're allowed to do?
That I'm allowed to take care of my kids, and wherever I got to go for my kids is fine. Work and doctors.
Is this your child then?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I got you. Do you have you have your paperwork for your
No,
your
it's
suspension
at
paperwork?
home.
Is anybody able to give me a picture of that or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I call?
Yes, you can.
So she has video. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's calling. She's suspended with privileges. She says she doesn't have her
I
privileges
have
paperwork.
privileges. Just
Right. But she's trying to get a hold of somebody to see what the privileges
you
are.
can send a picture. It's in the mail slot.
Say you're allowed to go shopping.
I'm allowed to take care of my kids, go to doctor's appointments, go to the grocery, get my prescriptions, and go get to and from get my kids.
Did you do any of those things right now?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Since we're out of school and his ADHD's so bad, I took him by Gabe's before I went to Kroger for grocery and get my prescriptions to get him some things to play with.
I got to level 4.
So they
Yes.
have you pushing out a cart.
Pushing out a cart.
I got one more left.
It's on video. There's an officer up there.
You just gotta be straight with us.
Okay.
Just get
I had the
worse
trash
and worse.
can.
Thank you. Okay.
So now they've already talked to the store,
Mm.
and the store is telling them about the video. And this is what we saw. We saw her walk out with the cart. So as they keep piling on more information, she's just digging herself into a bigger hole.
What else?
But the Gabe stuff, seriously, was for my niece and nephew.
Okay. What about the
The baskets,
wooden
yes.
lanterns and stuff?
The baskets and lantern, that's it.
Okay.
The
so you
other
took
stuff,
That's all I needed to know.
yes.
No, they're saying there's more stuff. They named other stuff that's in here from.
That was it. The
Now
rest I
she's-
got
that's
from
enough.
Five
You're
Below.
only a couple.
I had those
So
baskets,
is there anything
trash
that has
can.
the Gabe? Anything with a Gabe's?
all the clothes were from weeks ago. The only thing I took,
Right. It's
I'm
really
trying
hard.
to explain to
Listen,
you.
no,
in,
you
the,
listen to me.
in the trash
You
can,
know-
I had the baskets.
Why don't you show me what you took? Because it's really hard for me to believe anything you're saying since you've already lied to me. So that's unfortunate. But
I'm keeping it straight.
okay. Well.
The baskets,
Yep.
the trash can,
Yep.
the lantern,
Yep. The lanterns.
sheets,
Okay.
and the rest is clothes.
Everything
else from Five Below.
What about everything in this?
No, I was searching for my wallet. That's why everything looks like this.
So, but everything in this,
This is from Five Below. This stuff is from Gabe's. This,
all that's from Gabe's?
yes,
Okay, here, give it to me.
yes.
So anything with a Gabe sticker or a Gabe's tag, I can assume is from Gabe's. Is that correct for today?
No, not today. The only thing today is the trash can, the baskets, the lanterns, and the sheets.
Oh, she would have been just honest with me from the get-go. That would have been great.
What about these?
She said that she took this. Yep, and the lanterns and the trash can. She said all the clothes are from the floor.
The clothes I did not have any
She
clothes.
said she did not take any clothes this time. But what about these signs?
No, I've had those.
You've had these signs?
Yes.
They sent the welcome sign they can see. And
No, I got that.
This-
And I got the clothes.
the picture they just sent.
It's in the picture, yeah. I see the picture they sent.
I didn't have it.
It's in the picture. Okay.
She's got this thing on there. Her
No,
keychain
the
is up on
keychain.
there.
No, it looks like the picture of the keychain. No, to be honest with you. Let's see if you flip it right here.
I have a receipt for that purse at Rent-A-Center.
Where'd you get it from?
Rent-A-Center.
You got this from Rent-A-Center?
Yes.
She got a
yes.
purse at Rent-A-Center.
That in a bunk bed at the same time. Rent-A-Center.
Also, I had accidentally acquired your car.
I was,
Elijah! Get up here!
oh,
Sorry.
it's fine. No, you're good. I understand.
Elijah!
Is that a rock, bro? Here, no, let's not. Throw that. You don't want to eat that, buddy. Hey, Elijah. Here, I want you to stay where we can see you, buddy, okay? I don't want you going and get hit on the road. That'd be really, really bad, okay?
And running
Weeks
around.
ago,
Just
I
move.
got the clothes. The rest of the stuff, yes, I took today.
Okay.
I took it. I didn't have the money for it. And
How come none of this is a bag?
I got that weeks ago.
Have you seen anything with clothes he has? They're still backtracking.
They're still looking. Okay.
She was there at 10 something too.
As well.
But she was
Two
there
separate
twice.
occasions.
Oh.
Was she there 2 different times or 3 different times?
Everything else is from Five Below.
Okay.
You gave a call them.
Buy stuff at Five Below?
Yes, I did.
Today as well?
Today?
Yeah.
How come you don't have bags?
As I was doing...
Obviously, there's a theft. You're under arrest. You understand that, right?
You're under arrest for theft. Just given what we have here from what you've already explained to us.
Okay. Well, Olivia's here with us,
What do
so...
I do about getting my... I have epilepsy, I need my seizure meds.
Just hold on.
We're just going to load all this crap up.
So listen, you're gonna come up with us. We're going to go back up to Gabe's. We're going to determine what came from Gabe's or not. Anything that didn't come from Gabe's, then we will figure it out from there.
It says on it what says Five Below and what says Gabe's.
Yes, I understand that, but there are some clothing items that say Gabe's as well.
Yes.
Right. So those you're still saying that those
Except
weren't.
the Stitch shirts.
But you were saying that those were not taken today, or those were taken.
Those were not taken.
You've lied to us since we've got here.
I lied to you one time and then I came.
You said nothing was taken.
So did you take any clothes today at all? Yes or no? Be straight.
I did not take any clothes. I
No
took the
clothes
bath.
today.
The only clothes I have is from Five Below.
There's Gabe's clothes in this pile.
Yes, I got that weeks ago.
Okay.
How come was he in the car seat?
Huh?
Was he in the car
No, he was in the
seat
front
when
seat. No, he was not. He was in the front seat.
Oh, yeah, he was in the front seat playing his iPad.
So he was in the back seat. No, he wasn't. He was in the front seat. Oh, yeah. He
The
was.
officers transported the woman back to Gabe's, where they tallied the merchandise. The total came to nearly $650 in stolen items. They then followed up at Five Below, another store the woman had visited earlier that morning. The manager confirmed that she had stolen multiple items, but explained that due to company policy, the store does not contact police or pursue theft charges. The woman was issued a criminal summons for theft and given a court date. Additionally, she received criminal trespass notices for both Gabe's and Five Below. Records revealed this was her third criminal arrest for similar offenses in the past 6 months.
You clearly aren't getting the hint. And trying to use a child to do it is slow.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Go ahead.
Mr. Diaz.
I appreciate it. Because you need to grow up with
It's gonna
something.
be an M1, so.
It's sad that you would do that with a kid. And your
did
intentions
not
to do that with a child is
I
simply
did
so
not
you wouldn't go to
use
jail.
No, I did
Yes,
not
it is. This
use
isn't my first day. This
did
isn't your
not
first day
use my
either.
child.
Well, you're a good
I know.
a
I
good
did not
person
show
to
a
be
good
teaching your
example.
child.
I
Very
did
great
not show
example.
A good example at all.
You're a great example.
No, that's far from the truth.
Don't come to my city and steal. I'll tell you that right now.
That's about it on that one. They just kind of talked to her a little bit.
Wow.
Yep.
So
Isn't that crazy, man?
I knew that she stole the stuff from Five Below too, because that they didn't have any bags either. So that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Right.
That's
And you know what? She may not have been lying as far as the talking about the weeks. She may had all that stuff in there.
right.
And it just kept kind of piling up and piling up and piling up. So as far as the clothes, she really kind of stuck to the clothes not being taken that same day.
Yeah.
But clearly the lantern and those baskets and all that other stuff that she took was clearly from that same day. So, and they'll recover everything. All that product that she had there will all, they'll get that all back.
So what's the in the video it talked about Five Below having this policy of like theft and stuff of not contacting. What's that about? Do you know what that's about it?
I'll tell you what, it's probably because they may not have the resources to do that, for people to follow up.
But it's free to call the police.
I know, but remember there's now a case that they have to follow up with.
Oh,
and they may not want their management and stuff involved, because in those smaller stores, and again, I don't know the size of Gabe's, but I'm sure you've been into a Five Below, right? They're not the biggest stores, right?
Yes.
So in that respect, they may not have loss prevention or whatever that has the time to kind of follow up on these cases, and they don't want store management to deal with that. It's just, hey, you got our stuff back. That's all we care about. And a lot of times they probably didn't discuss it there, but she probably just got trespassed and they just kind of move on. So
have you ever had a similar situation happen to you?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't exactly like this, but it was dealing with kids. Mm-hmm. And I had this is years ago. We saw a lady with her two kids, 8 years old and 5 years old, a boy and a girl. And I had two female undercover officers that worked for me, and I was actually the only one in the country that had 2 female undercovers, and they were awesome. Because you got to think, man, you see them in the men's section. They're just shopping for their their
Husband, yeah. Or
yeah,
whatever.
where if you see a guy over in lingerie, well, you're thinking, he's a perv, right? Or he's shopping for his wife.
Yeah.
So it worked out very well. And they saw what was going on. They were loading up. I think they were loading up a box or something. I can't remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
But she saw her doing it. She called me on the radio. We came out. We're kind of watching it. They just kept loading up the clothes. The kids weren't helping too much, but if they saw something that they liked as they were walking around, the kids would take it. But I don't think that the kids knew the intention of what was about to happen, right?
And sorry to cut you off, but in terms of undercover, were they wearing like Target gear, or were they just like wearing regular?
Like
really
this,
Oh,
just
wow.
regular clothes. I mean,
that's good.
yeah, it wasn't. No, it was very. It looked like we were just shopping, right?
Okay.
Like what you're wearing right now, it would be fine,
Okay, I see.
Once the mom kind of decided I've got enough, then the mom they walked up front, and as they were getting close to the front, they ended up turning back into the store and went over into the women's clothing area.
Yeah.
And when they were sitting in there, they actually said a prayer. Like the mom said a prayer that they wouldn't get caught. It was the craziest thing, man.
Oh yeah.
And we could hear it because we were right there.
Wow.
And so as they were kind of walking, the mom stopped and then made the son push the cart out the door. Right. So when the son, so I told my undercover, I said, listen, go out the entrance, and as he walks out, you go out the entrance so she doesn't see her going out, and then you stop him and pull him off to the side. Right.
Yeah.
So he goes out the door. My undercover goes out the entrance and just kind of intercepts him and then just kind of pulls him off to the side. You can't see it, right?
Yeah.
So then the mom goes out the door after she was kind of feeling good that she didn't see anybody go out. And when she walked out, that's when we took her and the daughter. And she was in shock, of course. And so we brought her in, and tough situation, man, because the girl, I shouldn't say girl, the woman that was working for me, she was a single mom, worked really hard, and broke her up because here are these kids that one of them was close to her son's age.
Right.
And she's like, I'm not doing this stuff. What are you doing this? And you got your kids here with you. So I had a really awesome store manager, and he came in with one of our assistant managers and was like, hey, listen, I'm the store manager. He gave her his business card. He's like, I really just don't think the kids need to be in here while you're getting processed through this. Is it okay if I take the kids? I'm the store manager. Here's my assistant. Go take the kids to go, grab some toys and kind of keep them out of here. She goes, yeah, that's fine. So he took the kids out. He bought them all toys on his own money. He bought them some toys.
That's nice.
And, when the police arrived, we told them what was going on. And the police were like, well, we're going to have to contact Child Protective Services, right? Mm-hmm. So not only are we having to deal with her, now they're going to have to come and pick the kids up because there was no family.
Right.
So then CPS showed up and they took the kids. That was really, really tough, man. That was a tough day.
Yeah.
And then, the police they waited for the kids to leave so the kids wouldn't see the mom being arrested.
Right. Well, I hope that's what they did with that one lady too.
I hope so. And it looked like the kid was kind of his attention was drawn to. He looks like he had an iPad or something or some sort of game.
Exactly.
That was his focus, So I don't think I bet you they already had him sitting in the car somewhere, and probably had his dad come pick him up or something, and he was on his way. Right. But I'm telling you, unless she was being uncooperative, they didn't arrest her until they probably didn't handcuff her fully, process her until the child was pretty much gone.
Right. That makes sense.
But yeah, it's a tough situation, man. This happens a lot. A lot of people will use their children as a well, if I'm here with my kids, they won't think that I'm doing anything wrong.
Right.
And that's the furthest from the truth because you're still showing signs of deception, and that's where we see those kinds of things where, you're selecting too many items that normally someone wouldn't do. Um, and some people would bring in strollers and no child in the stroller.
Oh my
Right? So, there's a blanket and everything. You think that there's a child in there, but there's no child, or the kids were maybe a little older and the kids were helping.
Yeah.
So, but most of that time we would contact the other parent and not, and we wouldn't, if it was a minor, we would just, we wouldn't mess with them with that whole situation because 9 times out of 10, it was going to be dropped anyways and in court against the minor, not the adult.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one that kind of stuck out to me most is that situation. But it was really tough. Those were when it came with kids and stuff like that, that's where the tough days were because it happened a lot.
Right.
What'd you think of this one?
I mean, I'm just like surprised that people like this actually think they're going to get away with it. Like she came out with like I said, I mentioned the cameras, like we're living in the 21st century. And then her whole story was terrible from the beginning, like saying that she just walked out of there, forgot her wallet. Like they didn't have her on video walking out with a cart full of things. That right there was like the final nail in the coffin because they're going to show the cops the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm surprised. But you know what? I think that she maybe because she started stealing stuff from Five and Below and she got away with it, that she thought she could do it everywhere.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why she was doing it so much,
But it's also a test, right? She's also testing the officers to find out what do they know.
Yeah.
Right. So at first they really didn't know what was going on. So she's lying. And then they say, well, there's video from Gabe's and this is what they saw on the video. Okay, I'll tell you it was the lanterns.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll tell you it was this, but she really stayed away from the clothes.
Yeah,
right?
She just kept on lying and lying, trying to reduce the damage against her, basically.
Exactly. And that's where, it's that's the deception. That's the denial. It's just, okay, well, I'm going to say no to all of it. Well, here's what we know. Okay, well, I'm going to give you some of it.
Right. I really liked what the police officer said there at the end, because the darkest part of that was when she tried to blame her kid.
Yep.
That was the darkest part. And that itself, like, she shouldn't, I don't know the situation. Like I'm saying, I don't know if her and her, husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, whoever she had the kid with is still together. But if not, then she should just lose custody based on that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's a tough situation, man. And I really try hard not to judge, right? Because I don't know what was going on in her life in order for her to feel like this was the right thing to do. That's I would break myself off. And again, sometimes it was tough to not take it personally, but for the most part, it was just like, you know what? Everybody screws up. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes bad choices. And this was her bad choice, right? Or their bad choice, whoever it was. So I try not to do that, man. But some people would just, when they're like that person, where it's just deception,
Mm-hmm.
they're not a good person. There's something clearly wrong.
She was probably, my initial thought was that she was going to sell this stuff, because her excuse for it was, in the beginning, if you remember, her excuse was like, oh, this is all for my nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have like 20 things there? Like 1 or 2 things, okay, I can understand, but 20 things, you're trying to splurge your nieces and nephews, or you're going to sell.
She kept saying, well, this is for my nieces and nephews. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you buy it for your nieces and nephews, or did you steal it from your nieces and nephews? Right. That's where.
How many nieces and nephews do you have?
Yeah, exactly. and I'm hoping that somebody's watching these videos as we start doing these, that is currently in loss prevention, or at least within the last couple of years, because I'm noticing a lot more on some of these videos that they're calling the police to make the apprehension, right? Where back when I was doing that, the police were there way after. I mean, we were already in the office processing because what I always like to do was have everything ready when the police arrived, right? So when the police arrived, I would say, here's the receipt for everything that they stole. So now they have an idea of how much it was. I would have all the photos completed of all the everything that was taken, and then already took a photo of the shoplifter, right? So by the time the police arrived, I already had everything ready to go. So when they were there, they would just talk to them, read them their rights. They would talk to them for a minute, and they would say, "All right, let's go. Stand up, handcuff. You're out the door." And that's. But I'm noticing now that they're having the police already responding to the incident. And I'm telling you, man, I can only remember one time ever that I had the police there because the guy was he was huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was there by myself and I'm like, I got to take this guy, because I was fairly new to that store.
Yeah.
And the store team that was there, they told me about him. They warned me. And they're like, man, this guy's huge. And he's like, comes in super sweaty and he never wears a shirt. He just always has jeans on. And man, it wasn't an hour after they told me that he walked in the store. And when I walked out, I saw him and I'm like, oh.
Does loss and prevention managers nowadays have to wear, like police have to wear, where it's like body cameras and stuff?
No.
Okay.
As far as I know. I mean, the stores, which honestly, I think that would be a good idea. I really do. I think that'd be something that if they had maybe something, if they were wearing a hat or if they had something here. But I think this is just my personal opinion, right? I kind of feel that a lot of these stores or a lot of these companies are almost getting away from that apprehension where they're calling the police or they're putting tons of deterrence within the stores. So if you go into some of these stores now, notice almost everything is locked up.
Right. I see that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got to call somebody to come and open the cabinet to get, you want to buy clippers or something to shave your head, and they have them in there. Right. So a lot of these stores are now doing more deterrent than they are, because listen, there's a lot of times where people were stopped and they didn't have anything on them.
Yeah.
Right. That becomes a big problem. That's a huge problem, because now you're accusing them of something and they didn't do it. Now, they probably did, and they saw you, but you didn't realize that they saw you, or you lost sight of them, and then they dropped it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go out the door all confident, and then they're like, "Oh, bro, look, I don't have anything."
Yeah.
Right. Or you get duped. A lot of these people, what they'll do is they'll roll up their pants. So if they're wearing long pants or sweatpants, they'd make sure they roll up the bottom so nothing would, if they drop something into their pants and it fell down to the bottom in between their legs, right? Or down by their legs, they can show up here, I don't have it. But it's because it fell down to the bottom of their leg.
Oh, man.
Right. So now you get nervous and you're going, oh, man, sorry about that. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they're out the door. And now you put yourself into a situation there. So, so with the liabilities, and not just,
or they're going to blame you for profiling them, basically.
Yeah. And also too, this is where the hands-on, right? A lot of these stores are not doing hands-on anymore, and what I mean by that is you stop that shoplifter and they start to fight, whatever the case may be. And now you're hands-on with them. Sometimes that goes wrong, not just necessarily for the shoplifter. It could go wrong for the undercover.
Well, what states, because I think I read something I don't know, it was like a year ago or something, that in California, like if somebody steals something and you try to like stop them or put your hands on them, then you can be charged with battery and assault, basically.
Yeah, it could. I mean, especially, listen, California, man, God bless them, man. God bless them. Here in Florida, man, that stuff doesn't roll. It really doesn't. If you got them dead to right, good luck. Really good luck here in Florida. And like I said, I'd love to talk to someone that's within the industry now and in a big box retailer. And what I mean by that is like Walmart, Target, stuff like that. You know, those huge stores that, you know, they have that budget that they have people undercover within their stores, right?
Yeah.
So that's be someone I'd really like to talk to just kind of find out, okay, what's going on now? You guys aren't doing hands-on. So is that why you're calling the police to come in and apprehend?
Right.
And just, you know, just curious to, you know, because listen, there's times I watched a video recently where there was there was two police officers parked out front of the store. They were there for an unrelated situation, and two guys walked in and stole.
Yeah.
So with the police there, they're still stupid enough to walk in there, right? So if you're that dumb, right, to walk into a store, steal in front of a police officer, what are you going to do to someone that doesn't have police privileges?
Right.
Right. So that's the kind of people that you deal with, man, on a daily basis. And it's all walks of life, man. Don't let anybody tell you, well, it's just one, you know, this or that. That is not true. And that video just shows you it's all walks of life. It's a parent, it's an aunt, it's an uncle, it's a brother, it's a sister, it's a mom, it's a dad. It doesn't matter what color, it doesn't matter. All walks of life have people that do this. You know,
have you ever had a situation where somebody stole something maybe small or I don't know, and they try to like walk out the door? Do you just like stop them and take the item and let them go, or do you try to prosecute, or how does that work?
It depends, man. It really does, because remember, you got to follow procedures, right, in order to do that. To me, you know, and back in the day, if it was under $20, it's not worth your time,
right?
Unless they're a habitual offender.
Yeah, like they come every day and they're stealing like something that's like $20 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're grabbing what's something $20, man? I don't know. Let's just say razors, right?
Right.
You grab a pack of razors that are $15.99. I don't know. Okay. Well, you took one. You know, listen. For me to take you, it's costing us more money. Me sitting in the office with you, getting you processed, getting you calling the police. I'm wasting time where there's someone in the store that's probably taking $400, $500, $600, $700 or more out of that store, and I'm just wasting money and time for $15. Now, if I saw you 5, 6, 7 times, might be a little too extreme, but you know, 2 or 3, 4 times, okay, now it's worth it.
Okay.
So now I'm going to take that person. So it just, and a lot of times too, in that situation, if I saw them just grab something small, I would make myself known. Like I would just kind of like walk by and just, you know, and just, I wouldn't say anything, but I'd just be like,
and you see them put it back, or
they would go, oh, bro, I was gonna buy it, you know, or whatever.
Well, that's actually nice of you. You're like preventing them. You're basically preventing them from doing a crime.
Yeah. Now, here's the interesting part. There's a reason why you really can't take them within the store. Okay. Yeah. Even though it looks crazy suspicious, right?
Yeah.
Now there are exceptions to the rule. But let's say you were allowed to just walk up to someone when you saw them shove it down their pants.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are in the store. And you said, I'm taking you in for shoplifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dad. And his daughter or his son was in the other aisle.
Yeah.
And it's a week or two before Christmas. And that kid just said to their mom, oh, I want that Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Right? So the dad grabs that Barbie doll and shoves it down his pants.
Oh, geez.
So the kid doesn't see that I took the Barbie doll. And then when the dad gets up to the front, the mom's kind of off to the side, the dad takes the Barbie doll and pays for the Barbie doll.
Ah, okay.
You see what I mean? So that's why it's very important, man, that you know exactly what's going on.
What about, so I just thought of something. What about, have you ever had a case where people took something and like brought it to like, let's say, a changing stall or like a bathroom, would you keep your eye on them to when they exit out?
Yeah, but remember, at that point, you've lost when they walk into that fitting room
Yeah.
or they walk into the bathroom, you've lost visual,
Right.
right? So you don't know what they've done with it. You don't know if they put it in the bathroom and left it for later. So in a lot of those occasions, and again, this is me. I'm only telling you what I would do, right?
Right.
And a lot of those occasions, what I would do is make myself known, or I would have an employee, so I'd grab an employee and go, hey, go in there and just, I don't know, go wash your hands or something, right? So then the employee would walk in there and, they'd wash their hands, whatever. Or I might go in there too and pretend like I'm washing my hands and just kind of see what's going on. If they're in a stall, there's really nothing I can do. So what I'm kind of hoping at that point is they dropped it because they heard us coming in, which would be great, leaves it alone, we're moving on. Or if they kept it, so let's say they shoved it all in a backpack and there's nothing inside the stall, and they've got the backpack. The backpack was like, it looked empty when they arrived, but now the backpack is this big.
Yeah.
What I'm kind of hoping is they either drop it outside or they go back in the store and grab more.
I see.
That's what I'm kind of hoping. So again, it's a case by case.
Have you ever had a situation where somebody maybe like obviously packed their bag with some stuff when they went to the bathroom or fitting room, and you catch them like after they try to leave the store, or because you didn't have visual, you can't do anything about it?
Right. Because remember, you have things that you have to follow.
Okay.
And if you don't follow these 4 or 5 things, I don't know what the rules are today, so I can't speak for today.
Yeah.
But the rules back then was you don't lose sight of them. If you lose sight of them at that moment, they could drop everything, and then you go out full throttle, and then they're like, oh, I don't have anything.
Yep.
And they don't have anything. And then you go back to where you lost sight of them, and there's the bag.
And there's no law against, like, let's say somebody takes some things and notices, oh, shoot, the employees are noticing me, and then they just drop it on the floor and walk away.
That's it. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what most stores would want. It's just, hey, leave the stuff. No harm, no foul. You didn't break anything. You didn't hurt anything. And have a nice day, and just walk on out of here.
I see.
That's really what we all want. It's just leave it alone, learn your lesson, walk out. But some people don't, it's like they don't break away from their child mentality, right?
Yeah.
At some point, a child is growing and they're learning, and a child does, makes bad choices and all that stuff, right?
The hand on the stone analogy, or the hand on the stove analogy, basically.
Exactly. And then as you get older, you learn, man, you know what? I was at, as a little kid, some little kid says, oh man, I was at the convenience store one day, and I grabbed a Snickers bar, and I'm eating a Snickers bar in my car, and my dad goes, where'd you get that Snickers bar at? And you're like, oh, I just grabbed it. Well, your dad beats the living crap out of you inside the car. And then your dad takes you back to the store and tells the cashier, yo, my son just stole this.
All right. The same thing happened to me. I don't remember how old I was. I might have been 8, 9, or 10, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think we were in New York City, and I took this pack of gum. And the reason why I took it, from what I remember, is because I thought my parents wouldn't let me have it. So I was just like, it wasn't because I was trying to steal from the store. I just thought, like, if I asked them, then they're not going to let me have it. So I just took it. And they didn't realize it. The store didn't realize it. And then when I walked to the car, I took it out and put a gum into my mouth. And my mom's like, where did you get that from? And then I told him, I was like, oh, I just grabbed it from the store. And I swear I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And my dad and my mom like put me aside and were like, don't you ever do that again. If you want something, you ask us. We'll get it for you. Don't you ever steal anything ever again. And so, like, I knew right then and there, like, okay, don't do that.
Yeah. You keep that. See, and you learn, right? But there's people that don't learn.
Yeah.
They still, that what is that? That something frontal cortex or something that doesn't develop, and they continue doing stupid things, along with, not only are they stupid, but maybe there's drug issues going on. There's gambling issues going on, whatever. You know, there might be some spousal abuse going on. There may be some debts that you owe, right? And there's all these different things, you know, whether it could be an employee working there and the employee owes somebody a lot of money for whatever case may be, right? Well, that person that they owe money to says, listen, I'm going to come in through the store, or I'm going to send in a friend, and we're going to grab $3,000 or $4,000 worth of stuff. We're going to go through your register. If we get out, you don't owe me any money.
Yeah.
So
have you ever had an experience where you knew there was like some sort of sting operation going on to rob the store? Like that, where it's like a group of people are kind of just like working with somebody on the inside to steal some stuff?
No, nothing like that. That usually kind of came after the fact. Like you figured it out later.
Okay.
But it was never a situation where we knew. I would say the only one that we knew happened was we got contacted. It was a credit card fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And we had back in the day, I don't even think you were born when Circuit City existed. And Circuit City, sorry, let me go back on that. We got contacted by the customer, right? And the customer said, hey, there's a $500 transaction that took place at your store. I've never been to your store.
Yeah.
Right. And we're like, okay. So we're looking at video. We look it up. We see it. And the cashier keyed in the number. Well, where did you get that number from? That customer's never been here. Well, now you go back to that customer. Well, have you ever been in this area before? Yes. When were you here? I was there last week. Did you go shopping somewhere? Yes, I went shopping at Circuit City.
Okay.
Now we've got a connection. So pick up the phone, you call Circuit City, that was right across the street from us, and say, hey, we've got a customer, Now Circuit City says, oh, that's interesting because we just talked to that customer and they're disputing X transactions.
Wow.
But
so
they
basically were just like stealing by dispute of credit card.
Yeah. But they did make one transaction. He said, this was me. Well, that cashier stole his credit card number. Right. Then he had his brother come in and grab a bunch of stuff, went through his register, and used that number to buy all of this stuff.
Wow.
Right. Then their roommate, there was 3 of them, worked at our store.
Yeah.
As a cashier. So then they're coming into Target and doing the same thing.
Wow. So they had a guy. They had a guy in Circuit City, and they had a guy in Target.
Yeah.
That's
and
how.
Then when we put it all together, right now we're working in connection with Circuit City.
Yeah.
Now we know. So now they're watching and we're watching.
Have you ever had? And I'm sorry, I'm asking so many questions.
No, you're good.
Have you ever had a case where somebody, let's just say, stole, I don't know, let's just go back to your example of $500 worth of stuff, and they felt bad about it and they returned it? Or let's say the other thing too, like they got caught and then they were like, okay, we'll return everything, and they did return everything. Like what? How does the law operate at that point?
They'll still get prosecuted.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll still get prosecuted.
Mm.
I don't think I ever had anybody bring back merchandise.
Yeah, because then they're just like, "What are you doing? You're going to be guilty."
Unless it was unless it was a like a parent, like I was just saying, it was like, hey,
Mm.
You know what I mean? But other than that, no, I never had it. I'm telling you, I don't think I ever had a case like that. The only case that I can remember where somebody brought something back was an employee that stole $200 out of the register.
Mm.
And they felt really bad. And that next morning when they came back to work, they asked the store manager to meet with them. And then they gave the $200 back to the store manager and told them that they took it out of the register.
And did he get prosecuted, or did he just get fired?
We just fired him.
Okay. Well, that's pretty fair, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, he was devastated, and that's where, and as time wears on, I want somebody to watch this because, like I mentioned, that people have all these reasons why they did it: drugs, gambling, an addiction to stealing, whatever. Right? It doesn't matter, and they don't think of the consequences. People put themselves into tunnel vision. I got to do this now,
Yeah.
right? But they don't think the global consequences of what's going to happen if you get caught, right? And then some people just say, you know what, it's the risk I'm going to take. So again, let's say that guy's rent was $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was $200 short. So he took $200 out of the register and paid his $2,000 rent.
Right.
Right. We catch him. He gets prosecuted.
Man, just ask for an advance, dude.
He goes to jail, right? He goes to jail.
Yeah.
What else happened? Well, he gets fired, right?
Yep.
What's coming next month?
He's not going to be able to pay his rent.
And how much is the rent then?
$2,000.
Right. So now you're not $1,800. You don't have $1,800 because you haven't worked all month.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to find, and listen, again, I'm not going to judge anyone. I understand, I put myself into that situation of what would I do if I had family.
That one store that gives like a couple $100 and they charge you interest or whatever. What's that called? Amscot.
Oh, like Amscot.
That's what he should have done.
Yeah, something like that. Borrowed it from a family friend, whatever. Sold something,
right.
Whatever the case may be, right? Again, that hindsight is 2020. I'm sure now. And if you asked him now, that was years ago. If you asked him now, he'd probably tell you that. I should have asked my parents. I should have just sold something that I had that of value, whatever the case may be. You find a different way, man, because the consequences are far worse than you trying to figure out how am I going to be able to pay that $200.
Exactly.
And I wish people would see that. And Brian, I would have orientations for new employees every week. Bring them in. I'd show them the cameras. I'd tell them what I did. I would tell them, listen, I don't do customer service. I don't do anything. All I do is catch shoplifters and watch you. That's it. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Don't do this. I'm begging you, don't steal. I would rather be in a store where I lost nothing and I didn't have to fire anybody for theft.
Right.
And my inventory came back at zero because
and
we didn't
how often did employees steal? If you had to
Well, I was telling Hope this. The most in one store that I caught in 1 year was 55.
55 grand? Or 55 employees. Okay. Yeah. In one store.
In one store.
Wow.
Yeah. I caught 26 employees in 6 months by myself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That year was my first year as a manager. That was the year that my dad died in 95. And I mentioned it in the last video, I became the manager in June of 1995. And from June until December, I caught 26 employees on my own.
Wow.
And I won Manager of the Year award. And I wasn't even a manager for a year. So that year we had 50.
What's the most fun part about it? What's the most fun part about like just putting everything together? Like you were saying about the credit card thing where it's like, oh, there's the connection. There's the connection. So this is what
to me, putting a case together was that to me was the best thing, man. The Shoplifters was fun, man. It really was. It was exciting. Your heart's just pumping, and you don't know what's going to happen when you walk out that door. Are they going to fight? Are they going to run? Or are they going to cooperate? Right. Or are they going to pull a weapon out on you? You don't know, man. And you're like, I'm telling you, man, I would go out sometimes and my heart you could just see my heart just coming out of my chest because I'm just so excited, to go out there and find out what's about to happen, But yeah, it's just, but to put that case together and have an amazing result at the end of it, man, there was nothing like it. Whether if it was a shoplifting case or an employee case, there was nothing like it. It was just, to get those phone calls afterwards from all your counterparts And man, I can't believe I heard you got this stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know, how'd you do this? And then you tell them how to do it. And then now they're looking for it. Right.
Right.
And you just shared your, you know, going to how we know each other, right? From the college side of things. Right. I didn't enjoy coaching as much as I enjoyed recruiting.
Right.
Right. What was recruiting? Meeting the person, meeting the family.
So you really enjoyed the process of everything.
Right. Just putting everything together
right.
instead of that one quick instance of catching somebody.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I think you would love it. I think you would love doing it. You really would. You would maybe, I don't know. Again, I don't know about now because I don't know how things are now.
Right.
But if you back in the day with me, you would have loved it. You would have been like, man, this is so cool. I'm telling you, I would work when I became management because it was salaried position. I minimum 50 hours. Sometimes I would do 80 hours a week, man. It's just constant.
And the exciting part was, you know, driving to your job and just knowing that, all right, today could be the day that I could catch like a person or persons.
Yeah. I mean, I could catch, you know, 2 or 3 shoplifters a day.
Yeah.
And an employee.
What are and I don't, maybe, you know, I'm not speaking of today, but back when you were working, what were the statute of limitations in terms of like if somebody did it months ago, could you still get them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because you're building a case.
Right.
Remember?
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I have video of you 2 months ago.
Right.
Taking from here. Where it became kind of touchy was if let's say gosh, I'm trying to think. Let's say if I was in Kissimmee, because Kissimmee is in Osceola County, right? I was at that store and I saw on video that you were taking stuff. And now, so I have that video. Now I'm in Orlando and I see that person taking there too. So now I'm in a different county and a different city.
Right.
Right. So now it gets tricky because now not only are you going to file charges in Orlando, but you're also going to have to file charges in Osceola County.
Osceola County, right. That makes sense.
You see, so that's where it gets kind of, you know, it gets a little tricky when they start going from city to city. It gets a little hairy. But if they're within the same area, man, it's like, hey, I just had them over here. And you just compile that and
send it to the cops.
Yep.
Nice.
You get a local detective that does retail crime, and you just hand them over the case file, and they handle it for you.
And in terms of like the sentencing part, as far as you knew back then, like what's the worst or how what happened to these people that they would get caught with, let's just say $500, $1,000, whatever it was?
Usually, if they didn't have any priors, they got released that day.
So they wouldn't serve any jail time?
No. That was
they would still suffer like a fine and a misdemeanor or whatever?
Yes. Yeah, and restitution.
What's restitution?
So they would have to pay a certain amount to the store.
Okay, so they'd have to pay restitution, a fine to the county/city.
The court fees or their legal fees.
And then also like they would have a misdemeanor on their record, which
right.
I don't know anything about misdemeanors, but like could those?
But if they were a first time offender, a lot of these places have these deferment programs that if you go, so it's almost like driving school, right? If you go to driving school, they'll take the points off your record. So they do the same thing.
So they would take it off your record if you attended this class or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that stuff is out there, and you know what's so funny, man? I completely forgot about this, and I thought about this yesterday.
Yeah,
I was invited to one of those shoplifter deferment programs to speak. Right?
That'd be cool.
I walked in with one of my counterparts, and over half the people that were in there were the ones that we caught at Target. It was the
that craziest. Is hilarious.
It was man. I walked in on my, and I didn't say anything. You know, we didn't go, hey, I remember you. We didn't do that. But I remember,
oh, nice to see you again.
yeah, like, hey. But the guy that was with me, we just kind of laughed, and I knew why he was laughing. And I know he knew why I was laughing.
Yeah.
And we did our speech, and whatever, answered questions, and it went very well.
Yeah.
And when we left, I'm like, bro, I caught that guy, and we were just kind of talking about, the guy, he was sitting in the back, and we were just talking about that. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that there was so many of them.
Yeah.
And maybe we just got kind of lucky at that point. I don't know, but yeah, man, it was
hilarious.
the craziest thing. That was the only one I ever went to.
I can imagine how awkward that was for those thieves.
Yeah.
When they were like,
and I don't even know why we were awkward in it. I don't know, because we didn't do anything wrong, but it was just,
yeah, of course.
Like what? Because like I said, man, you don't know. You're now out of your element.
Yeah.
So are they going to be pissed off and be like, bro, you put me through all this,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and now they want to fight in the classroom. You don't know. You don't know what people are willing to do.
And not to get like super personal, but have you ever had somebody that you caught try to track you down and like go after you personally?
No.
Okay.
No. Only time I ever had, never an employee. Okay. I'll tell you that employee story another time. We did have an incident, but it was within the store.
Yeah.
I had a guy tell me that he was going to come back, and he did. And thankfully nothing happened. Right.
Yeah. You're still here today. So.
Yeah. And then it just like nothing. I saw him, words were said, and that was it. Like he just came back just for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The second guy that I remember said he was going to come back. And that one could have been really bad.
Well, did he say, like, what did he say exactly? He was like, I'm going to come back for you or what?
Yeah. He said, I'm going to come back. And I was just like, but we never had anybody come back. So I'd be like, all right, bro, yeah, come on back. And Brian, I'm telling you, man, God was with me that day. We had just closed the store for the day.
Yeah.
And he showed up with 10 of his friends.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. And so he's at the door trying to get in, but we had just closed.
Yeah.
And we still had customers in the store, but ringing their stuff out, the last minute people.
Yeah.
But we're like, we can't open the door, so you guys just gonna have to wait till the police arrive.
Wow.
And he was sitting out there just causing a scene. He's like, come outside. And I'm by the door and I'm going, woo. I'm trying to keep him there. I didn't want him to leave. Yeah. So I'm just going, just doing silly stuff at the window, and just keep getting him madder and madder and madder and madder. And the next thing you know, man, police arrive, like 10 police cars just come flying into all you see is blue lights just coming in. And all the guys like just kind of looked around, and, they grabbed them all, threw them down on the ground. And then I came out.
Yeah.
When that happened. Right. And so he goes, oh, you're going to come out now. And I'm like, boy, you brought your boy, so I brought mine. I mean, it is exactly what it is. So like, I'm not going to come out. You think I'm stupid? I'm going to walk out here with 10 guys. And I honestly don't think any of the other guys were going to do anything. They didn't seem like they were there. I actually knew one of them. He actually worked for me when I worked within the store before I worked loss prevention. And he was a great kid. He was just hanging out with stupid morons.
Yeah, great kid.
Or stupid moron, because I can't speak for the other guys.
Right.
And I remember when I saw him, and I'm like, man, what are you doing hanging out with this guy? And he's like, oh, man, if I'd have known it was you, I wouldn't even come up here. And then, they just let everybody go except for him. They just got all their information. Everybody left, but he went to jail.
Good.
And he was still just talking, man, just talking the whole time. I'm going to come back. This and that, but I never saw him again.
And my favorite part about that video that we watched earlier was the ending when the cop just let her have it. And she's like, I'm not going to argue with you. And he just let her have it. You're not going to steal my city. Using a kid to avoid jail and all this stuff. I'm sure no one has ever spoke to her like that, or maybe it's been a while. but she needed to hear that.
She did. But you know what? Chances are in 6 months, she'll do it right. She'll do it again. In her mind, she's got to be more careful.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I'm telling you, she'll say now, maybe I shouldn't walk out with as much.
Yeah.
And not make myself so obvious and be greedy. So I'm just going to walk out with 20, 30 bucks worth of stuff slowly, or maybe walk out with 20, 30, 40 bucks, but buy $10 to $15 worth of stuff.
Or she's like, oh, Five and Below didn't call the cops on me. I'm just going to do it in Five and Below again.
Right.
That's the that's the unfortunate thing about stores who don't have consequences for these thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, okay, now they know I can't go there, but I can go over here. And unfortunately, they're going to still do it. So
yeah. But it's like I said, though, it might have been just that store.
Yeah.
They could go try another store, and that store is like, bro, we're prosecuting you to the fullest extent of the law, you know?
Exactly.
And that's where, you know, these smaller stores like that don't have undercovers, I feel so bad for the managers and stuff, man, because you know what? They do take it personally, because if that stuff goes out the door, that affects their bottom line and that affects their bonus.
Yeah.
So they're really taking money out of their pockets.
Maybe people who are under them, and now they have to get let go because the store can't afford to keep them anymore.
Yeah, and they might close the store because it's getting bombarded. There's been tons and tons and tons of cases where a store manager or an employee has just had enough, man, and that person goes out the door and they go running after them. They're chasing them through the parking lot. They're doing this and doing that, and they meant well, right? They may have got the guy or girl and, you know, call the police, and they meant well, but the store policy specifically says you are not loss prevention. You are not to chase, and they do that and they fire them.
Oh wow! So they were trying to keep these thieves out, and then they ended up getting fired because of it, basically.
Because they chased them. Because you got to think, man, you don't know what's going on in that parking lot. You don't know. You know, they may have a friend out in the parking lot. Their friend comes flying up in their car. Boom, they hit you. They hit another.
I mean, nowadays they have, you know, everyone has cell phones. So they record somebody cursing, like a manager coming out, cursing at you or cursing at somebody. Oh, this guy's racist, or this guy's, you know, being misogynistic, or he's just being mean, or whatever the case may be. He's bullying this person. And now it looks bad at Target or whoever the store is. And then that's why they have to fire you or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's all about, you know, we've seen them. We've even talked about them in the past. You know, you see a video and you immediately go into judgment mode, but we didn't see the full video.
Right.
Right. So now it's like, oh, wait a minute. So here's the full length.
Yeah.
But we were thinking that this is what happened, but now we see all of this, and you're like,
and like you said with earlier, with those people not having, like, loss and prevention people not having body cameras. I don't know if they do or not. We're just speaking back in the day.
They may. I don't know. I mean, it's a good. I'll be honest with you. I think if I owned a store, I would probably want that.
But if they didn't have it, and the only video they had was that person who recorded them cursing at that person or saying bad words to that person or chasing them down, then that looks bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be worth. I think it would be worth the investment that at least your store management team had body cam.
Exactly.
You know, so that way it's like the customer said this. No. Let me tell you what the customer said.
Right.
And now you have video proof. And now what?
Well, I guess the argument would be that the stores nowadays have all advanced cameras and they can track audio really well and visual really well. So it's like, oh, you don't really need that. But then what happens when you go outside the store? That's really if they don't have cameras, let's say, that can pick up something in the parking lot, like audio.
Yep. Then you're in trouble. You can get into. Listen, it's not. I've been to court. I don't know how many times, man. I hated it. That was the worst part of the job. Was court. It really is. It's just the worst part of it.
Yeah.
And why put yourself through that? You know, it's just like, if you got a nice open and shut case, you know, boom, easy. Those were the easy ones. But man, some of these, when they got difficult, or they wanted to sue, or they wanted to do this and that.
Like counter sue, you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're like, oh, this happened. You threw me down on the ground. Well, did you tell them that you pulled a knife on me?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, excuse me. So now I got to go and fight that.
Well, I think, and I'm just assuming things. I really think that that's the reason why a lot of stores, maybe not in Florida, but maybe other states like California and such, have steered away from catching these thieves because they get countersued, and it's like, oh, he broke my nose, and I'm going to sue the company because this manager broke my nose and just won like $1 million lawsuit from that, or broke my back or whatever.
Yeah.
And now these companies are like, wow, we just lost $1 million. Losing that $1,000 is not so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or vice versa, or that shoplifter hurt or killed their employee.
Right.
So now it's the opposite of that. So now
and then that employee needs to be compensated, or the employee's family. Yeah.
Yep. Even though maybe they didn't do, even if they may have done something wrong, you're still made liable because they're still your employee. So It comes, it gets very tricky, man. It really does when it gets into the court process. I hated it. I just hated it, man. That was the part that was like, oh man, I got to go to court for this case. And a lot of times too, it wasn't even, there was a dispute, man. They would just wanted to, a lot of the times they were hoping, have you ever had a traffic ticket and you say, I'm going to go fight this. And then you go and you're hoping that the officer doesn't show up. And if the officer doesn't show up, it gets dismissed.
I'm sure everyone has one.
Yeah. It's the same thing with this.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that you don't show up. So now you come waltzing in and you check in with the prosecutor, right? Yeah. Say, hey, I'm here. I'm from whatever store I was working for. And the prosecutor tells the defendant attorney.
Yeah.
And then they walk up front when it's their case and they say, A, B, C store is here and they want to prosecute. And this is what we were coming up with. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I give him a salute and I'm out the door, and I would say in all those years
now, because like they do the Zoom court meetings now.
Yeah. In all those years, I mean, it's not bad when I look back at how many cases I did within all the 15 years.
Yeah.
I would say out of all those cases, man, hundreds, I maybe went to 25 to 30 court cases.
And did you ever have like your company, let's say Target, or I think you also worked for Radio City, right?
Radio Shack,
excuse me. Have you ever had your company be like, whoa, don't ever do this again or whatever, even though you're just doing your job? Never. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
No, I mean, I don't know.
For another video.
Yeah, that's for another video. Let's just say I never got fired.
Okay.
But I kind of feel like back then it was a little more of the Wild West,
right,
than what it is now.
Right. Yeah. Everything now is so documented and everything's video recorded and everyone has their cell phone, so it's a completely different world.
Yeah, it's a little different now because of that. And listen, it goes with almost anything. If you have a very productive, and I'm not saying that this is right or wrong.
Yeah.
If you have a very productive employee that you really like, they may just kind of look to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Let's use that same analogy in coaching.
It's like in my job in sales though. It's like if you have a guy who's really selling for you and they're late to the meeting, it's like whatever. Right. They're gonna let it slide.
Yeah. Or in like us as coaches and played sports, right?
Yeah.
And you played, right? Am I I'm going to use you. I'll just use you as an example, right?
Okay.
You said something one day during a game.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say what you said, but you yelled at somebody, a profanity, And but you were you were focused on the game, and they were distracting you, and that's why you said it, right? Now, I know how great of a player you were. I know how great of a young man you are, and that was just a simple 1 second situation that I'm not going to base you on that, right? Did I look at you and yell at you? Yeah. But that was it. And then I made fun of you for what? It's been 10 years now. So you tend to, and like I said, it's not a right or wrong thing, but you do, man. You tend to see those ones, your favorites or your best performers, whatever the case may be,
hardest workers.
You have a blind eye. You turn a blind eye to it. And again, it's like I'm saying, it's not a right or wrong thing, but it's just human nature at times. And then there's those ones that you don't like. You're just like, get out the team, and
to me as a coach, right? I always thought of it this way. I always thought, and like it goes with, I guess, business as well. Is if you have somebody that's purposely making mistakes, like they did it on purpose, like it's all about the intention. And that's different because it's like maybe you want to cut that guy or have him off the team or fire him or whatever. But if you have a guy who always works really hard and has the best intentions for the company and then they slip up every once in a while, to me, that's you handle that a little differently.
Yeah, you do. It's just like, hey, just listen, don't do that again. Yeah. And, whatever case may be, I honestly, just kind of thinking back, I maybe had one or two of those where it's just kind of like, hey, let's kind of rethink that, but, it wasn't a situation where I had such good standing that I wasn't worried about losing my job.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, I mean, I'm doing my best here. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And I'm sure they understood that. And that's what it comes down to is intention.
Yeah.
It comes down to intention.
Listen, I'm going to explain it like this. You're watching someone 30 seconds, something clued you off, whatever it was. We could talk about that in another video. Mm-hmm. What led me to watch that person, right? Mm-hmm. Now I'm watching you. I could be watching you 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, a half an hour, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm watching you. And that whole time, your adrenaline is just, you're just building and building and building. Like I told you, there was times where I could see my heart coming out of my chest as I'm running out the door.
Yeah.
Right. And now you're at 90 minutes that you might have been watching this person. And now that person's walking out the door. So my adrenaline is so amped that you think that I'm going to let that person go. I mean, you think about that, and you look at police chase videos, right? On the police officers are chasing these cars for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh, yeah. And then they wreck or they pull them over and now that officer is amped up. Why are they so amped up?
He's going to tackle them to the ground and everything.
Right. Because their adrenaline has been so high for the last 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, how long they've been chasing them. And they're
you can kind of seen that in the video we just saw, like when he realized, and I'm sure he already kind of figured that from the beginning, or suspected, I'll say, that she was lying to him. That's when he was like, well, why should I listen to anything you say? Like, you saw how he got aggressive with her.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then you start taking it personally, even though you shouldn't. You start taking it personally, you get offended, whatever the case may be. But
I think what threw him off too was also when she tried to blame it on the kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That no excuse for that kind of stuff, man. But hey, we'll watch another video another day. I hope you enjoyed it, Brian. I know this is your first one around with me.
I loved it.
And like I said, one of these days, maybe you'll say, I want to go do this.
Maybe.
Hey, what would be cool is if a store contacted us one day and we're just like, hey, why don't you guys come and hang out with us for the day?
Yeah.
I would do that in a heartbeat. I might even help them catch some shoplifters. I know if I haven't done it in 13 years, 14 years, something like that. I think 14 years it's been. I know I could walk back in and it was like riding a bike for me. I could do it.
I would say this too. If anyone's watching this video and they would like to be a guest and they have experience in loss and prevention, we would love to have you on.
That would be awesome, man. I appreciate it, Brian. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Comment down below if you like this video, if you've seen incidents that we've talked about. I would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to grow this channel. I know you guys noticed up there where it says powered by StreamYard. Sorry. it's the free service for right now because it's expensive to use StreamYard. So that's what you're going to get for right now until, we grow this channel. That's what I need you guys to do is subscribe and help me grow this channel. So maybe one of these days soon, I can actually afford StreamYard and we don't have to use the free service of it. Although I thought it came out pretty good. I was pretty excited about it.
No, yeah, it was great.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks, Brian, again. Guys, again, thank you all so much for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.
Take care.